Once again, I forgot the camera. Sorry about that. It's 5 quarter after 5 in the morning here in beautiful downtown Crestline. I've actually been awake for a couple hours. I woke up around 3 in the morning. Okay, let's type something in the chat. I had a dream, a nightmare in which I thought I was awake, and in my daily life, what you might call the real life. Hi, Howard, what are you doing up this early? Hmm. Let's see. Hi, Howard. I'm up because first I had a nightmare, and then, of course, the minute I woke up, I had to run to the bathroom. Oh, Howard's at work. Caught me live. Hi, Nisha. Okay, and then once I was ready to go back to bed, the cats were bugging me, and I wanted coffee. And so I've been up cleaning out my email and making coffee and herding cats. Huh, Tora? So let's have Tora make a guest appearance. There she is, right here. And over on the other chair is Tutu, the little ballerina. Patches is running around making ruckus, because that's what Patches does. Oh, there she is. Here's my Patches. Yes. I don't know where 3C went. 3CPO. 3C. Sweetie's in her favorite window. And Smokey, who moved in without so much as asking permission, is around here somewhere. Just moved in. Hey, you got cats? You got cat food? I'm staying. Cats. Well, anyway, I had a dream where it was so vivid I thought it was my waking life. And in the dream, an entity from another dimension was entering my home and intending to replace me and shove me into that other world. I kept finding evidence of someone else, like a notepad on the kitchen counter and things being moved or disappearing, little things. And I got down on my knees and prayed to God to save me from this entity. And eventually all the evidence disappeared and the entity was gone. Oh man, it felt so real. But then I woke up. And I still think that in some sense it must have been real. When we are sleeping and dreaming, we are more open than when we're awake and up and about. We're more vulnerable. Many of my stories are based on vivid dreams, like the mirror cracked, in which there was a pandemic and people were dying, and that was right before COVID. COVID probably was already here around Christmas of 2019, but we didn't know about it. And that's when I had the dream and wrote the story. And my story Shadows in another anthology by the same editor. It's early in the morning. I don't remember names, but it's let's see. The first one was Dreamscape. I think maybe the second one is. Let me grab a book. Here we go. Emanations, Zen, edited by Carter Kaplan. My story Shadows is in here. Amazing artwork. Shadows was based on a little bit of real life and a lot of dreams, in which some kind of shadowy entity would attack me while I was sleeping. So anyway, I thought I might as well go online as long as I'm awake and a little too jittery to go back to sleep. And the cats are, especially Patches, just running around making noise and clawing the furniture. I've given up on trying to get them to stop clawing my favorite chair. It's their favorite scratching post. Although they do use their actual scratching post sometimes. It is now 5:23 in the morning. Hiccups. Meanwhile, L. Freeman, who is a loyal follower, sent me a big box with a laptop computer and cat treats and a pack of Dunhill cigarettes and a lovely card. I did a video on that, but let's show you guys the card. The little flowers are a pin that you can pin on your shirt or dress. You know, I would put it on my shoulder. I don't know, maybe this shoulder. Nah, that one. It's lovely. Oh, wow. Didn't know this was called Zen. Okay. Emanations doesn't have the shadow story. It has the mural story, in which a mural of criminy, a mural of Mary Magdalene, in a sense, comes to life. It's, yeah, Dreamscape has the Shadows story, in which shadowy entities attack a woman while she's sleeping. And there was a previous one. I forget who The editor is. See, I went and put things somewhere. Let me think. Oh, I know. It must be this box. Yes. The really great one. Yeah. Okay. Mirror Maze is the first dream punk anthology with my story about the pandemic, and the editor is Cliff Jones. The second one, which I haven't, I think I have it somewhere, is Dreamscape and has the Shadows story. I'm missing something here. Oh well, later. I'll have to search for some things. I'm disorganized. Anyway, it's really amazing to me that after decades of magazines like Asimov's and fantasy and science fictions sending me very nice rejection letters and not publishing my stories, all of a sudden I get accepted just like that. And these are not the same stories. I'm writing new ones. What is my favorite book? Well, it has to be the Bible. But aside from that, in all of literature, I have to say it's William Faulkner, The Sound and the Fury. For he uses interior monologue. You're reading the thoughts and speech of the characters, and he does a very deep study of an autistic man, severely autistic. Hi, Freeman, you're late. This is a special. It's not Thursday. It isn't 9 a.m., but I had a nightmare that had to be discussed. It was vivid. I thought it was real, and some shadowy entity from another dimension was trying to take my place and shove me into the other dimension. I got down on my knees and prayed to God, and eventually that entity went away, along with all the little evidences of its presence, like things moved, things missing, and a strange notepad sitting on the kitchen counter. So once I was up, there was no going back to bed. The cats made sure of that. I did let them outside in the darkness of 3 o'clock in the morning. They were out for a while, and then I thought they wanted in, but it turned out there were 3 little raccoons at my door. So I shooed them away, and a while later, the cats came in 2 at a time. So I had to open the door 3 times for cats. Huntutu, Huntora. Yeah, they're pretty kitties. And now Patches is making a ruckus, running around, attacking things. Aren't you? Here, Patches, you gotta make an appearance. Oh, Heck, it'd be easier to pick up the cat. I have trouble with cameras. Come here, you. Say hi. Yes. Oh, the purr motor is going. Uh-huh. Yes. Hop down. So anyway, that's over. Haven't had that sort of dream in ages, maybe 20 years, at least 15. I showed people your card. I told them about the laptop. I have not powered the laptop on. I'm wondering why is there a memory card in the laptop? Is that those games you were telling me about? The GURP? Anyway, there's no going back to bed. Every time I wake up, anytime, day or night, I have to go to the bathroom. No, it's not because of your story. I had to go to the bathroom. I had to tend to cats, and I had to make coffee because I was totally awake by then. So I went through my email and cleaned it up a bit. I played a game of Words with Friends, visited a couple websites, and then thought, well, I might as well go on YouTube. I have to do some searching through my various books because I'm missing something. I thought it was in this box with the Somnoscope book, but it isn't. Oh well. You need the memory card back? Okay. You'll have to message me your address because the box was in such poor condition it went out with the trash. So I don't have your return address. I will pull out the memory card and send it back to you when you give me your address, Freeman. Yeah, the memory card is in the slot in the laptop. I'll show it to you if I can get it. Hang on. Where is it? There. This here? Is this it? Hi, Jorge. Anyway, it says Dell, and it's a memory card. So that must be what Freeman needs. Okay. I'll put it back in the slot for now just to keep it safe. Ah, kitties. No, it doesn't want to go in. There, here we are. It's in the slot, but not engaged. Hi, Emmett. Emmett or emit. Whoops. Crazy dream. But so real. I think on some level it is real. When we're sleeping, we're vulnerable to shadowy entities. Okay, Freeman. I'll keep it safe and send it back to you. So thanks to Freeman, I have a laptop computer now. I have not powered it on. I did plug it in to make sure it has a good charge in the battery. Well, Emit or Emmett, I'm usually on at 8 a.m. Pacific time, but since I'm up, I decided I might as well go for it. Go online. And kitty treats too, and a pack of Dunhill cigarettes imported from England. In England, the English tobacconists buy our best Virginia tobacco, and the American companies use the inferior tobacco that the British didn't buy. That's why their cigarettes are better. Well, anyway. I have a feeling that I don't have Dreamscape, but I thought I did. The second anthology after Somnoscope. Cliff Jones is an amazing editor. No, I actually haven't read your story yet, Freeman. I'm catching up after 5 days with no internet. It really set me back, and I'm supposed to be writing. But my own vivid dreams really kick in an understanding of how Phil had vivid dreams that he thought were real. You really think you're real when you're in the dream. You think those things are really happening and those people and creatures are really there. What are my thoughts on cloning? Jorge wants to know. No, I think I think Joe Biden, like many other presidents, has doubles. Even Abraham Lincoln uh, had a double. The portraits of Abraham Lincoln are almost always his double because Lincoln did not want to sit still that long. You had to sit still for something at like 5 to 10 minutes to get a photograph taken in the 1860s. And even when I was in grade school, kindergarten, first grade, they'd take a group picture of all the children in the class, and we all had to sit very still for at least 1 minute. They really wanted us to sit still for 3 minutes to get a photograph. And that was in 1960. So I'm sure Joe Biden has doubles. Men who look like him and with a little makeup can pass for Joe Biden. In one sense, it discourages would-be murderers and hecklers and, even the press asking questions. When Joe walks away from the press, I always wonder, is that really his double who doesn't have the same voice, who doesn't answer policy questions because he's just a body double? Yeah, I think very few people actually trust politicians. I don't trust them. I don't even trust Donald Trump, but I'll probably hold my nose and vote for him if the other choice is Joe Biden. That poor man is not up to the job. He needs to retire. I'll bet Madonna has had a lot of plastic surgery, but I don't follow Madonna. I I just don't care. Nancy Pelosi is beyond plastic surgery now, but I'm sure she's had a lot of it. Her face shows all the signs of more than one facelift. Anyway, some YouTube channels will show photos side by side. Joe Biden will have more hair in one photo, a smoother skin in one photo, and it makes you wonder, did he have plastic surgery or is that a double? I don't think Joe Biden is in charge. He keeps saying, I'm just following orders, or I'm going to get in trouble for saying this. He's supposed to be at the top of the pyramid, the boss, the guy in charge. And he's following orders and getting in trouble. I think he needs to retire. It's elder abuse to force him to keep working. And it does appear that they're probably using pharmaceuticals to keep him going. You know, not street drugs, but the doctors are doing the best they can to help him function. No, I'm not following Madonna. Was Madonna in Raiders of the Lost Ark? I don't think so. Yeah, I remember that Raiders of the Lost Ark, he covers her face and says, "Don't look." Yeah, there's a scene somewhere in the Bible where they're rescuing the ark from the Philistines and taking it back to Jerusalem, I guess, or somewhere anyway. And the ark starts to fall off of the wagon, and two men push it back up so it doesn't fall. And they die. They drop dead. Makes you wonder what was in that ark. But see, only the priests can handle the ark, and not even all of the priests, just a few who are specially trained. I never saw the one with the crystal skulls. I wasn't interested. Apparently, it was a flop. But I do like that kind of adventure story. One of my favorite movies is The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. They have the Hulk and Dorian Gray, the guy with the portrait. So his portrait grows old, and he stays young. They have. I'm blanking on the name of the character and the actor. The Scottish guy played 007, Sean Connery. He played an adventure hero. Forgot the name of the character. Anyway, they have all these magical people saving the world from the bad guy who's stealing the most powerful weapon. I'll have to watch it again. Oh, Freeman is comparing me to Madonna, huh? But I haven't had plastic surgery. He says if I were forced to go to one of Madonna's concerts, it would be like Raiders of the Lost Ark. Quartermain, thank you, Emmett or Emit, whatever. Yeah. And of course, Tom Sawyer. I never remember that actor's name, but he was good. Was he Tom Sawyer or Huckleberry Finn? I think he was Tom Sawyer. And Quartermain taught him to shoot. I do remember that last line of Quartermain, take your time. Freeman says, the Invisible Man. I don't remember the Invisible Man in uh, Extraordinary Gentleman. Oh, Agatha Harkness, the vampire, Freeman, yes. Man. The library in that movie, The Extraordinary Gentleman, reminds me of the library where I had a vision of Phil after his death. Although the library that Phil was in was much smaller. But when they meet in the library, it's like deja vu. Oh, it's that kind of library where I sat down with Phil and talked for a while before he went out the door and into the garden. And then I woke up, but I wasn't asleep. I had been lying in bed awake in the morning, planning out my day. Patches, knock it off. She thinks she wants OUT. She's attacking the door quite viciously. Already been out today, you rotten cat. Wait till the sun comes up. Technically, it's autumn, not winter, but it has been so cold. Nobody ties me to a post, Freeman. Especially not some archaeologist. Though I do like Harrison Ford. Although, in The Fugitive, the movie with Tommy Lee Jones as the cop, the FBI guy, man, I've forgotten the name of the FBI guy character. Anyway, his role, I blame the role more than the actor. It was run, run, grin, run, run, grin, run, run, grin. That isn't acting. But I don't blame the actor. I blame the director and the screenwriter. In the scene on the plane when an officer is injured and Kimball is saying, unhook me, because he's got handcuffs on and he's trying to treat the injured cop. That was good acting. Oh, Freeman says Madonna has become an eldritch horror and I'd turn into a pillar of salt if I looked upon it. Okay. Well, then it's just as well that I don't really care about Madonna. I really like the musician who recorded Try That in a Small Town. He's got a lot of good songs. And my first love in music is country and western. Though I also like a lot of the 60s rock and roll. Not so much the Beatles. And definitely, I don't like the stage performances of Mick Jagger I think he's disgusting, but the music is good. Rolling Stones. Neil Diamond. Johnny Cash. Andy Williams. You know why? Andy Williams covered the popular songs, but when he sang them, I could understand the words. Oh, and Pat Boone. He's actually a distant cousin of Pat Boone through Daniel Boone's grandmother. I'm also distantly related to Abraham Lincoln, also through his grandmother. Yeah, I'm worried about the nightmare too. It's one reason why I'm not going back to sleep. I used to have these more frequently, especially if my mother was around. And Father Malachi Martin says that if the parent is demon possessed, the demons think they have a claim on the children. Um, so you have to stand up and tell the demon, you have no claim on me. I'm a child of God. And in my case, I call upon Jesus Christ, the power of the name of Jesus Christ and the power of Christ to banish the demons. It works. I haven't had those horrible dreams in which one of those entities used to jump on me and try to pull my essence out of my body so it could take over. But this dream tonight was similar enough to really disturb me. I might go to church. I haven't been there since before COVID. Yeah, well, an incubus generally attacks men, or is it the other way? No, incubus would attack a woman, a succubus would attack a man in sleep when you're sleeping. This was different. It was an entity walking around in my house. Of course, psychologists will say that in your dreams, your house is your body. It symbolizes your body. So maybe. It was just disturbing at first, but it became more and more apparent that this entity was replacing me. It started when I was in the kitchen making coffee and I noticed a notepad on the kitchen counter, and the notepad was not mine. It had strange writing and diagrams on it. Then I began to notice some things around the living room were either moved or entirely missing. But what really freaked me out was when this shadowy entity, not quite real, not quite solid, like the early, what are those things called? Holograms that were like transparent. It bumped into me. I was walking one way, it was walking the other, and it bumped shoulders with me. And I can't quite describe the feeling, but it was an unpleasant feeling as its shoulder passed through my shoulder. That's when I got down on my knees and prayed to God. And I never get down on my knees to pray. I sit in a chair. But in this dream, I was on my knees on the floor praying like mad. Well, I think it was more than a ghost, Lucas. Hi, Lucas. Some schools of thought say we have a double. Well, back when I lived in Orange County, California, I would be mistaken from time to time for someone else. Never met the person, but people who knew her well thought I was the same person. Really spooked me. I wrote a story about it, and it's a long story, more of a novelette, or very long, but a story. It's the last chapter of my book, My Life on the Edge of Reality. Okay. Emit had a double in Hawaii. Wow. Freeman wants to know about the notepad. It was clear writing, but kind of all over the place, not organized, not in a straight line, not in a, it wasn't arranged neatly. It was just a black pen on white paper. And I can't tell you what it said. It wasn't in English. No, it wasn't cursive. It was block, printing, not cursive. No spirals. I think the diagrams were mostly squares, stacked up in various shapes. Oh man, Lucas. Panic-sucking demon attacked you in a dream. Oh, that must be the worst. I refuse to panic. When there's an emergency, I freeze, survey the situation, and then decide what to do in a matter of maybe 1 or 2 seconds. But I don't scream, I don't run, I just figure out what to do and then I do it. And I might feel panicky, my heart might be pounding, but screaming doesn't fix anything, and running away, it's only useful in certain situations. Like when I was changing a tire on my car and the car fell off the jack, I turned around and ran away from the car. Common sense. You don't want the car to land on you. And my stupid mother was there, and she tried to push me back toward the car. She claimed that she wanted me to push the car back up so the jack wouldn't break, the bumper jack. Like my life isn't worth as much as a bumper jack? Oh, Emit is talking about a different kind of double, uh, like maybe a natural part of ourselves who walks around separate from us. Sounds like Steiner. Doesn't sound like Freud. Could be Carl Jung, but probably Steiner. Yeah, I'm not an expert either, except when it comes to my own experience. Now, this is something ongoing specific to me, Freeman. It isn't outside influence in the solid world of our daily lives. It's something spiritual. Patches, knock it off. Lucas didn't scream or run either. The eyes of the thing had a paralyzing effect. Luckily, after a few seconds of sucking, I managed to wake up. Still an experience I will remember all my life. And Emit says, good thing you have kitties to protect you. Patches, I'm going to pound you. Yeah, say hello and quit messing with me, okay? There's only one thing for it. Kitty treats. Yes, Tori, you can have some too. Ah, they're all waking up. They heard the sound of me opening a bin of treats. Where's 3C? I got Tutu, Tora, and Patches. There's 3C. Which kitty cat is that? Whatever one it was, it disappeared. It might have been Smokey. There, here you go, 3C. So far, Smokey has not discovered cat treats. Well, thank you, Lucas. Thank you for listening. I should get off the internet. It's been nearly an hour. I do have things to do. So let's close this up. Thank you all for listening and have a great day. I feel better just having talked about it. Yeah, all of you take care. And just by being here, you've helped me to settle down and begin to get over the nightmare. Nice to see all of you. Okay, let's close it out.